I would like to talk about bullying. I just saw a video by Monica Lewinsky in giving a TEDx conference, and I think it's really important to address it, honestly. In the video, she talks about public shaming and online bullying and the culture of humiliation. And I would like to talk about my personal experience with bullying because I I don't think I've been unlucky, and I'm really grateful about everything that I have today. I'm really happy with who I am. But I did struggle with bullying, and I'd like to talk about it. And I don't think I can recall a period of my life where I wasn't like bullied as a child because I'm really I'm not really your typical boy, you know. I am and I am out, I am gay, and I'm not ashamed of who I am. So I've never been one to try to conform to other people's perceptions of who I should be. So children didn't used to get along with me, I guess. Mm, I remember that I was once beat up by several kids when I was like 4 or 5. I don't exactly recall why, I just remember they called my grandfather and I was so ashamed. It wasn't like, oh my god, I've been beaten. It was like, God, they called my grandpa because I never wanted to say anything because I'm one to suck it up and that's all. But it really got out of hand and I got seriously beaten. But then, if we move forward, I moved because I used to live in a city and then I moved to a small town. And when I moved to a small town, I was a fairly normal child. I mean, like everyone, I had friends, and but then one day, one particular girl started bullying me. By bullying, I don't mean that we didn't get along because there have been a lot of people that I didn't get along with during my life, and it's a completely different thing. I don't like if I mean I don't care if you don't like me, as long as you don't. I mean I don't have any problem with people not liking me. I don't like some people either, and when I don't like someone, I just let it go. So there was this girl who just basically started harassing me, and she would. I don't know why we started as friends, but then she started harassing me, and she just started taking away all of my friends, turning them against me, and she had a few friends, and they would always tell me I was fat, tell me I was stupid, tell me I should kill myself, and I I guess the worst part was not understanding why, because I was like, I haven't done anything to you. It was so strange because one day she was my friend and the next day she started bullying me. But I mean, it really didn't get any attention from my parents or anything because I didn't want to say anything. But that was until I was 9, because then it really got out of hand, and my parents saw I was extremely depressed because I had absolutely no friends and everyone in my class basically hated me because of that girl. So they started questioning me because I didn't want to go to school and I tried to skip class. And I finally confessed to them that I had this problem. So they started talking with my teachers and talking with the other girl's mother, and the mother said that she couldn't believe that her little girl did that and that it was impossible and that I was making it up and blah blah blah. and she didn't make her own up to anything, and it was basically losing a bunch of time. But then my parents started to really try and find a solution, but it wasn't that easy. Teachers just didn't buy it. I don't know why, but I think teachers don't help kids who are bullied, because of course sometimes I hit back when I would be bullied, but it's not the same. When I came when I came in at class in the morning, I didn't think of going up to her and saying anything. It was always her and her friends coming up to me and just telling me how fat I was, how stupid I was, how horrible I was. And you end up snapping, you know. It's not like you say, oh, I'm just gonna fight because I feel like fighting. There's a limit. Everyone has a limit. And I'm not a violent person. I'm extremely chill. So you really had to get on my last nerve for me to strike back. I guess that's why they did it. So that went on until about high school, because then I just, well, you start high school and you get changed, and she wasn't in my class anymore, so I was like, well, I'm free. But then it was when the gay thing really started getting popular, because I was an overweight teen, like really overweight. I'd say that I was like 5 feet 10. Well, when I started dieting, I was 5 feet 10 and I weighed 220 pounds. So you do the math. I was gay, I was overweight, and I was weird. I was fucking weird. And I still am. So, how was it in high school? Okay, first off, everyone started like just not liking me. Like, I was used to not having friends and I didn't even fucking care. I specifically remember just counting the minutes until, well, like counting seconds, like 1, 2, 3, until the recess was over, so I could get back in class and like draw or something. Yay! So I specifically remember this one day that I got seated with one kid and he was always super obnoxious, and one day he just started calling me fat, and everyone basically knew I was gay except me, because I really didn't have a sexuality back then. I was like, I'm happy. So it was really weird because I was getting called that I was a faggot, that I was everything, and I really didn't have much of a sexuality back then. I hadn't liked anyone, I hadn't had a first kiss, I just, I was weird, that's all I was. So it was hard, because I remember walking through the hallways and just guys from last year coming up to me and saying, "Hey, do you wanna sit? How was? Do you wanna sit on top of me? Do you wanna suck my dick?" And I was like, "What is even that?" I didn't fucking know what was that. I was 13, and I was an extremely naive 13-year-old. I was really naive. I knew what masturbation was, but I was like afraid to try it or anything. I was a late bloomer. So it was super strange to me. And I knew there was something different about me, because I had always felt different, but I guess I just didn't kind of know what it was. And the whole bullying thing was horrible. And that was until, I'd say that up until I was 15, because that's when I started my diet. But I didn't start my diet because people were being mean to me or anything. I did it because the doctor told me that I would have diabetes if I kept eating like that. So I said, maybe I should change some eating habits. But it was not something like, oh, I want to be thin now, I want to be skinny. Or that was later. So basically, I just remember working really hard at getting thin and everything, and people were still making fun of me, and they were making fun of my boobs, and it was so fucking horrible. I remember 1 year after I started the diet, I had already lost 40 pounds, but I was still like chubby, you know. I wasn't fat, but I was chubby. I had curves, that I like to say. So I just recall entering in Facebook and seeing, like, in the class group, this message about like a Christmas carol, but about my boobs, and I was like, where does this come from? And I remember that I got so frustrated because I had been working so hard to get thinner and to get healthier, and there was nothing I could do about that, and I was fuming. And I guess that's really the last time that I felt bullied. And then it got better. I changed my high school because I had to study arts, so I needed to move. And it all got better from then. I started meeting friends that I liked. I eventually figured out that I was a homosexual. And I came out, first to my friends and then to my mom. And everything just started getting better, and I started gaining confidence in myself. And finally, this year, I started college. I've dropped out, as you know. But it's going great. I'm doing fine. And so basically, what I'd like to say is that if you're being bullied right now, it will get better. It sucks. I know it sucks. I know that you're always listening. It gets better and everything. But it will suck for a while. And I hate that anyone has to go through it. But believe me, you become much stronger. You become much more aware of who you are. You stop caring about what others think. And I guess that right now I appreciate just being calm, you know? Like, people usually feel bored or something, but a lot of people would say that my life is boring right now, but honestly, I was so tormented for such a long time that just to be normal and not to have anyone pick at me, it feels like heaven. Just being me without being apologetic with people that I love. You really appreciate life after bullying. And to anyone that's going through it, I just want to tell you that you are amazing. You will make it through. It will get better. And don't forget who you are. Don't, I mean, forget the pain, forget the heartache, but never become a bully. You know, it's really easy to forget where you come from and just start picking on other people because now you are cool and now you're skinny and now everyone wants to be your friend. But really, just be compassionate. I believe in compassion. I believe in equality. Don't live in regret. Don't think about what people did to you. Think about what you can do for you and what you can do for the people you love. You know, I can't tell you to love the ones who tormented you because I personally can't. But I can tell you to be content in who you are and be proud of just being here and being alive and being awesome. So, I know this is kind of weird and awkward because I hadn't prepared anything, it's just me talking. So, but this is something that I feel really passionate about, and I hope that you all agree. So, thank you for listening to my rant, and you're amazing.